Moorlands Radio Sport, in association with Leek Building Society.
They made it a really tough game, and we knew it was going to be a tough game because I've watched 3 of their games this week. City of Liverpool scored a lot of goals, got a lot of attacking threats. You know, obviously they've brought them on into the game as well. I like them, and I think they'll be very, very close. You know, if they don't get to the playoffs, I think they'll be very, very, very close. So to come through that game with a 1-0 is absolutely massive. I think it's the first time we've won a game this season where we haven't deserved to necessarily win the game on the quality of chances created, and we never got into our free flowing best. And obviously the goal itself is just a moment of genius, isn't it, from someone who's just in arguably the best form of his life right now. You know, he's taken on 5 players, got in the box and won a penalty, and then converted it as well, which is interesting because he never used to be a penalty taker.
Yeah, and he takes them so well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has done up to this point. So yeah, absolutely delighted to have him on our side. I'm sure anyone else, in the league and probably the league above, and it would certainly like him in their side. He's been absolutely unbelievable for us, and not only that, it's what he brings to the team in terms of how he looks after the football when it comes into him, and his work ethic, and that has been unbelievable. So I'm chuffed to bits that Rob deserves the credit for winning us the game today. And obviously the other thing I will add is that maybe in the past, from the outside, people might have said about Leek, teams of maybe having a soft underbelly. We've certainly showed we haven't got a soft underbelly. We showed a real resilience, a desire to defend our goal. They looked after one another when they needed to, and by hook or by crook, we managed to keep it out of our net.
Yeah, I mean, at times you were skin of teeth job, wasn't it, really, how you defended. I mean, you defended really well, but they were closing you down first half. Do you think they ran out a bit of steam towards the end?
I think at the end of the game, they obviously had forward players on the bench. They had a lot of options to bring into the game. And I think that they ended up going, obviously, route one at the end of the game naturally because of how many attacking players they had on the pitch. So I think that might have changed their style a little bit. And when we handled that quite well, actually when they went more direct, I actually think it played into our hands a little bit more, to be honest, compared with when they played some of their their fast attacking football, where they actually created some overloads in certain areas and obviously caused some problems. But listen, I'm absolutely elated to come through that game with a 1-0 win. They're the games that we're going to look back on hopefully at the end and go, do you remember that game when we managed to get over the line? So it was huge.
And how City Liverpool must wish they got a penalty taker like Rob Stevenson, because their penalty taker wasn't on the pitch today. No, and again we got away with one there, and it's a learning one for Fenton. The 9's very, very clever. He's very clever. He's talking to the referee all game. He's appealing for absolutely everything. I think they probably influenced the referee, to be fair. I mean, we got the ref obviously gave us the penalty. We couldn't not. I felt like they were very clever with that. And again, it was something we spoke about before. We knew that they just got a lot of know-how in the team. But I thought the 9, who obviously won the penalty, he's very clever. He just creates. Fenton's not made a tackle. He's just the 9's made a tangle of legs, in the box, and ultimately he didn't really give the ref another choice to make. But it's another clean sheet. Maybe you're saying, well, we were lucky to get away, but it's another clean sheet. Your defence is really working hard. Yeah,
unbelievable. And to be honest, we were a little bit threadbare today with sort of options available to us. And obviously Gricey come out in the first half, around half an hour, didn't he? So obviously we've got to assess that one, see how he settles down. There's a couple of others in the group who are feeling things at the moment, and obviously Trickett isn't available for selection right now. Groke's still not quite right. We could use Groke if we needed to, but and got close today, but felt that the lads on the pitch had to find a way, and they did obviously in the end. So we've got to dust ourselves down and reassess the group, and obviously try and get ready now for what's going to be 3 really tough away games in the space of 7 days.
Yeah, you've got the big one against Prescott coming up, of course, haven't you?
Yeah, but of course Trafford first, and Trafford are in a decent spot. I think 1 defeat in 7 now. So, you know, there isn't a team in this league that you can look beyond when it comes to your planning, because you'll get caught out. So we'll be taking that game incredibly seriously. But yeah, of course, we've got to look at those games as a cluster of 3 games to try and manage the group as best as we can. But without a shadow of a doubt, you know, first and foremost, we've got to try and go to Trafford next week and get another 3 on the board.
Gricey spoke to him after the match, just in the corridor, and he, "What's the matter with you, Tim?" again, and he said, "Oh, this happens every season. About this time of the season, I get this tear, but I know how to manage it now." But the more serious one looked to be Rob Stevenson's towards the end. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, and again, listen, until we assess him over the next couple of days, you know, he'll still be very acute now, so it's very hard to make an assessment right now on what the severity of the injury would be. But we can only make that call once he's settled down, and obviously Gilly will be in contact with Rob, and come Tuesday we'll probably have a bit more of an idea on it. So hopefully it's nothing too serious, and maybe it was, I suppose the best case scenario would be that it's spasmed, it's cramped, you know, or tightened rather than anything more serious than that. But certainly something that we'll have to look at.
One last question, nothing to do with the football as such, but I'm coming down to outside your dressing room on a regular basis. Who actually is in charge of the music at the end of the match?
Well, I don't know how the tradition started, but obviously we've got a song that we play.
Well, I just know what the song is. Go on.
Oh, it's Erasure, I don't even know what they're
Erasure,
called.
I think.
Erasure.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's come about. It talks about blues in there. Talks about respect, of course. So, you know, I don't know how that came about. But I'd like to hear it another 16, 17 times, whatever it is we've got left. So, yeah.
Well, I'll play it on my show one time, so just in respect of you. Thanks very much, Josh, and I hope you calm down now and you can enjoy the evening.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dave. Thank you.
Ciao.
Moorlands Radio Sport, in association with Leek Building Society.